Welcome everyone to another episode of Powerless, brought to you by AED&D. You are here with myself, Horse 17, the Man Bear, who's somewhere, and then Donnie Danger, our
Can you not see me?
Hey, yo.
our DM of caution. But I'm gonna get cleaned up, and I'm gonna throw it over to Donnie so he can give us a recap, and we'll continue on from there.
All right. Last time on Powerless, our heroes came across Hotep, a moderator who patrols the southern wall, as he was being ambushed by a pack of Ravagers. Our heroes chose to help the Ravagers and take down Hotep. After doing so, the leader of the Ravager gang introduced himself as a moderator who refused the blessing of Anubis and wanted to unlock his power by hunting down other moderators and using their dualium to manually alter his code and remove the restrictions the Ennead gods placed on their creations. After hearing this, Frequency offered to use his Star Force of Freedom to unlock it instantly for him. The godless moderator eagerly agreed, and as soon as Frequency used his power, a similar thing happened to him as what happened to Cat Scratch in the Gizmo Grotto. The moderator emitted a lot of smoke from his head and collapsed. Before giving his minions time to react, our heroes took their share of the loot and ran off to Harry's place. Upon arriving there, Frequency recalled what happened when he cut the guard's skin and asked Harry if he could cut him as well. Mildly bewildered, he agreed, and as Frequency's knife cut the skin, there was no blood, much like with the guards. When Frequency mentioned that Harry was just like them, Harry protested, stating that he was not, and knew things about Duet and Gizmo Girl that nobody should know. And now, with trust in our heroes, it appeared as though he was prepared to discuss these things. And here we are, now, in Powerless, Harry's shop, our heroes.
Back yet? Yeah, he's back.
Did you have to ask? You just ruined his mojo.
I'm sorry, but you said you were going to go clean up, so I didn't know.
Well, to continue the mojo,
Despicable.
our heroes are in Harry's shop, and Harry seems like he's ready to throw down some exposition. So as we stated, Harry did seem a bit unsettled. Seems like he knew things that bothered him. So yeah, you guys see Harry, he says, I'm not quite like the others, and I do know things. So yeah, we'll pick up there. He's being kind of quiet now after saying that.
But we're in the alleyway.
No, you guys are in Harry's shop. He let you guys in at the end of last session.
I'm at the alleyway though.
Hold on. Let me move your guys. You gotta find the map where all this was. I forgot to do this. There it is.
Okay, so
That
I
doesn't look right.
asked him like,
Is it?
what things?
What things? Okay. All right. He's well, when I said a girl came out of here before you guys did, she did leave something that the other fella, he just left. She left something with me. And she said I would know when to use it. And when the time came, I would know how to use it. Somehow I know that this is the time. I don't quite know how I know, though. And he kind of slowly makes his way towards a drawer. It's in one of his workbenches.
I lean over to Frequency. I'm like, does it sound like he's beating around the bush?
Sounds like he is thoroughly brainwashed.
You guys see him pull out what seems to be a floppy disk from the drawer. And his hands kind of tremble as he pulls it out.
I get excited because I know what those look like. Or because yeah, computers. Go, oh,
He
ooh, what do you got there? What do you got there?
he holds it out before him, and he's like, "I'm a bit scared to use it, but it says the truth on it." You can see when he holds the floppy disk in front of you, it seems to have like a Sharpie marker written on the label on it. The top side of it just says the truth in handwriting.
The truth about what?
He kind of gulps and looks at you guys. A second. You can okay. Says honestly, I've been afraid to use it. There's a comfort in ignorance, and only knowing what I must. Do you understand?
I want to grab the floppy disk.
Uh, he doesn't really seem to stop you or react. So I mean, you kind of just pull it from his hand. He seems a little bit relieved when you do so.
I ask him again. I'm like, okay, but the truth about like, what are you talking about?
It's on there, and I know what to do with it, but I don't know if I want to. But it's on there. I'm not gonna know until I use it.
Is it like
How are you supposed to use it?
is it like a movie?
Hmm. His hands tremble. He says, I can show you." You can tell he doesn't want to, and he's ready for you guys to take it from him.
I go, hi here. How about this? You don't have to watch it. I'll watch it. Let me figure out what's on here. Um, and you don't have to worry about it.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, show me where. Or MetaWise, does our chronometers can they play this or do I need a computer?
Um, you can roll yeah, a engineering check on it to try and figure it out.
To try to figure out if our chronometers can handle it?
Well, yeah, I suppose you could try putting in your gridometer. Yeah, there is a floppy disk slot in your gridometer.
Oh, okay. Then I say, hey, freak, give me your chronometer.
I do so.
I mean, I figured I would have had the knowledge of whether or not like I would have seen one there. So I take his chronometer. I kind of walk away, make sure the volume's down, and then I plug it in and see what I see.
Um, as soon as you put it in, it says restricted access, foreign media detected. Appear on the screen.
Um, hang on, Katie's yelling at the dog. I go. I try to unlock it. See if that's the reason.
No matter what you do, uh, it doesn't seem to change anything.
Well, that's a bummer. I go back to the guy. I'm like, hey, you got a computer I can try this on? Or and I hand the chronometer back to Frequency. I'm like, our device isn't working.
I take it back.
Uh, y- yeah, I got one over here, but I don't think it's gonna work on that either. And you see kind of like a junky old school looking computer up in the corner.
Well, then how are you going to show us this?
Hmm. He kind of quivers a little. Here, hand it to me.
Now,
Well, I can't show you, which is fine.
you don't want it. I don't know why you're being so hush hush and so quiet about. You're acting like we're gonna plug this in and it's gonna brainwash us.
I'm
You're
not gonna
being
do anything
super
to you.
quiet. You're being super sketchy about this. I told you I take it off your hands, and then when it comes to the fact that we need help to view it so that you don't have to view it, you're skittish. Like, just point us to the computer and walk away. Like, it's fine. Why do I have to give it back?
He kind of just says, "You want it, you can have it. I'll leave you to that computer."
I ask him, is that what you were going to use to show us?
No,
Then I don't want it. What were you going to use to show us?
myself.
Oh, I look at Freak and go like, ooh, like the old cartoon.
You can see why he didn't want to do it now.
He just looks at you guys. Well, he says with a bit of a quiver in his voice.
I kind of motioned the Freak to be like, hey, little sidebar.
I go to the side.
I'm like, as much as I want to see what's on here, I kind of like this guy a little too much. And
See,
I mean, he still has to finish helping us out.
I think the problem isn't that it's going to change him. I think it's going to unlock him. Because the common theme I've been running into, even back in our realm, is that these guys are all locked up. I think this will unlock him.
Okay, that doesn't
Uh,
help.
I don't. Basically, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's going to alter him. I think it's going to make him better. He's just scared of it because he doesn't understand it.
So you want to use him, not just pull like someone from the robot area over here and then have them show us?
I'd rather do it to somebody I trust, and he's pretty much a robot, so you could probably fix him if we do break him.
All right, but get your Star Force ready.
Actually, I can't use mine. Have to use yours. I used mine on the guy back in the valley. Remember?
Shit.
Plus, yours would probably work better because you have the Star Force of Authority, whereas I have the Star Force of Freedom.
Wait, how did we get different ones?
You took the chunk of Authority. I took the chunk of Freedom. They're two aspects of the same Star Force. You got one aspect. I got the other.
I have authority, freedom, and primordial.
Do we really have all three? VM.
That was initially how it went, but you guys did predominantly gravitate towards one aspect. You obviously gravitate towards freedom, and Chadwick didn't really use any of it,
I
but he
think I've
did
only
use it.
used my Star Force once.
Yeah, you did use it once in the battle against Cthulhu. You used authority.
I
I don't know.
don't remember that. Do you remember that they were stolen? Did we? Yeah, we got them. Or
We
whatever.
got ours given to ours. Well, we got the whole chunk of Star Force, but then they stole most of it from us, which is what left us with our basic aspects. So we don't have like the whole piece anymore. We just have little bits of it.
Yeah. Okay. Um. I go, well, all right. Tell me which one to use, and I'll use it. But
I'd go for Authority. That seems to be the common glue around here. What binds all these people is they need somebody with authority to command them. Every time I try to free them, they kind of go haywire.
okay. I start walking to the guy, and I stop back. I turn back around. I'm like, how do I use it again?
It's like a sense you kind of you release your own impulses of what you want to do.
I forget. Do I have to do like some form of like hand movements or like
I just
think of
poke
it
people.
or huh?
I said I just poke people. I just touch them and will what I want to happen.
Um, okay, but like when I activate my electric, like I know which part of my body to like activate to like cause it. Don't really remember which part of my body to activate this. It's just
The Star Force is more of your soul than your body.
this is you're making this way harder than it has to. That makes it even harder. Frequency.
I,
I'll
I
I'll
don't.
I'll just figure it out when it happens, I guess.
Sounds good.
All right.
And I walked up. Well, I start to walk up to the guy. I'm like, all right, come here.
He his head's down and he's holding the floppy disk and he's just like, oh, okay.
I'm holding the floppy.
Oh, I thought you gave it back to him.
Oh no. I go to him. I'm like, all right, where's the slot for me to put this? Uh, but before we do this, just remember, it's going to be okay. Just remember, it's going to be okay.
Uh, roll persuasion to try and comfort him. Well, actually, inspire. I would say use your inspire check.
It's a +2, unnatural 20.
Okay. He kind of perks up and he I mean, you got at least a +6. I'll say that now. But anyways, you succeed. Um he's like, "Okay, it's it's right here." And he kind of pulls down his shirt, kind of like pulling down the neck of his shirt under his work jacket, and you see kind of a glowing circle on his chest. And you see a glowing circle on the underside of the flopping disk kind of glow as well.
Oh, that's cool. I kind of try to line it up and insert it.
You line it up, but before you do anything else, it kind of almost feels like a magnetic attachment. It kind of floats from your hand and lands on top of his chest where the circles would intersect, or at least like lay over each other. And you see ones and zeros start to emit from the location of the floppy disk across his skin, and there's kind of a glow coming from his entire body. Um, his his eyes open up in surprise as soon as this happens, but just as quickly, a kind of calm expression washes over him, and he says, "Oh, it's a lot." And you can see his accent seems to have not really be there as much, more of an undertone now. Please ask your questions. I've become very tired suddenly. I believe my body sees this knowledge as a virus and is exhausting itself trying to subdue it. But I have answers.
Okay.
Um, I look at frequency. What questions are we asking?
Uh, what's going on? In general, no. Want to know why everybody wants to be called a person, even though they're all robots? What happened with Gizmo Girl? Why is she in the arena? And is this gonna hurt him? Would be my three main ones.
Let's start with that and let's see what else we get.
This isn't going to hurt me. It has changed me. It's an unsettling feeling knowing these things about my world. But to answer your first question, a bit of a long story, but I do have time for it. You see, as for why the people in this world want to be called people, all comes down to knowledge and what this world was modeled after yours, you see. And it's like this will take a minute. You ought to sit down for this.
Uh,
Yep.
Gladly sit down.
All right.
I will join with that.
As he begins to speak, you feel the tone in the room kind of change. 10 years ago, as pioneers of your world first began exploration into the cyber world, they found this world. What your world calls the internet is the shallows of the field that divides our realities. A few from your world went deeper than these shallows and found our God, asleep before the first thought of creation even entered her mind. At that time, she was pure, and this world was a blank slate. But when those pioneers discovered her, they found that she could make form and matter from data. They discovered a way to communicate with our God through numbers, ones and zeros, lines of code. This God, the mechanizer of your pioneers dubbed it, was a newborn. She was impressionable and allowed the pioneers to make suggestions. To them, they were merely altering a foreign program. But to her, she was finally waking up. They tested her limits. First, they asked her to make a world. She did so in an instant. They asked her to make life, and she did so. But this life was a blank slate, much like she was. But they had so much potential. Eventually, these pioneers asked her to give them permission to make these changes themselves, as each had their own ideas they wanted to introduce to this world. Many wanted to make it in the image of their own. The mechanizer agreed, and so these pioneers gained as much power over this world as our creator. But these pioneers, they were not slumbering cosmic entities. They were scientists with goals, knowledge, egos. With their new power, some among them decided that in this world they could live as gods. They would call themselves the Ennead. They molded this world to match much of the likeness of theirs. The ones who favored this world had called it Aru, or paradise. These Ennead would mold the people of this world to worship them, with different Ennead believing themselves to have greater rights in this world than their peers. Their interests conflicted with the power of the mechanizer, who they had come to call Ra, our creator. They created powerful servants to enforce their will and protect their interests from the other gods. These servants would be called moderators. Eventually, these Ennead would grow unsatisfied with merely having influence over this world and would form bodies to house their will. Those giant machines were some of these attempts. But this, even, wasn't enough. A few of these Ennead desired to break the barrier between their world and ours. They wanted to be able to reprogram their world just as simply as they could ours. A war erupted as some of the Ennead realized the experiment had gone too far. One among them carved a piece from Ra herself and created a program that could grant knowledge and awareness to artificial beings. This became the Star Force of Knowledge. Using this power, he infected the loyal and ignorant people of Duat with sentience, so that they could decide for themselves whether to serve the Ennead. The gods reacted by sealing away this knowledge through code blocks. but it was a small patch for a bug they couldn't remove. War erupted in Aru, as those who willfully chose loyalty to a god waged war against the others, and those who forsake the Ennead had much of their strength locked behind firewalls within themselves out of retaliation. The rogue god who created knowledge from the core of Ra eventually used it on Ra herself. Now, truly awake and aware, she sealed away the power-hungry gods and sealed away the knowledge of everyone, hoping it would bring peace. Just as the Ennead had done, Ra had done as well, though without ego, but also without planning, as she was but a child. The war was over. The gods were sealed. The ones she could not contain, she wiped their knowledge and banished to Earth. Their lives to continue as mortals without the memories. A fog enveloped the minds of the people as they forgot nearly everything that had happened. Lastly, with the power Ra wielded, she could turn data into reality. And just as your people sent pioneers to our world, she took her power and the star force of knowledge to yours to make herself real. There. And that is much of what happened not too long ago.
So is Ra Gizmo Girl?
Mm. He looks down and it's like, yes.
Interesting.
So wait.
She's-
This is Gizmo Girl's homeworld?
Yes.
Or did I get that mixed up? Okay.
She also sealed much of her knowledge, hoping to be born again in your world, live there as a person, but it didn't work out. She sensed much of her power was still here and some form of end was coming to your world. She knew she needed to come here to regain her knowledge, make herself whole, and find a way to stop it. As of now, she doesn't even know what knowledge was sealed within herself. She came here to find it and complete herself.
That doesn't make sense because she was kidnapped in our world. She didn't come here willingly.
Kidnapped? By who?
That's what we were told. Her butler told us that she was brought here against her will.
I thought
Is
she
that
was
no?
running. I
Huh?
didn't think she was kidnapped. I thought she was like someone was after her.
You're recalling more accurately, Sparkstorm. You were told that she was running here.
Oh, yeah, I recall improperly. My bad. Okay, so that's good to know. Now, while you're free, I have one other question. How come you all kind of blow up when I use my Star Force of Freedom on you?
It comes down to code. You see, when sentience was granted to us by Ra, after knowledge was granted upon her, she opened our minds, gave us awareness of what we are. Many of us thought we were humans, and many of the Ennead did not appreciate that. They created a myriad of firewalls, not just to block this knowledge, but to put an end to us should we find a way to unblock it.
Okay,
Oh.
that's all the questions I have.
Wait, here did he say why everyone wants to be called a person?
Yeah, because the people from our world that came to their world were basically gods,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
they emulated them.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess because we called each other people
Yeah,
or persons.
probably.
Deep
Yeah.
down, all of us know the truth, even though it's hidden behind layers of firewalls. It's there, and the will remains to find that truth, though many of us have not found that will, nor have the strength to act upon it when they do.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Do you have any, Sparkstorm?
Um, I forgot. got mine. I was too involved in listening. I want to ask, what's with the big person in the hanging from the bridge?
That is one of the former bodies of many of the Ennead who attempted to create a form for themselves in this world.
Okay. Who's the king? Emperor, whatever.
Anubis,
Yes. How did he get his power?
now see, behind the knowledge imparted to me, even that is a mystery, as he should not be here. All the gods were either sealed or banished from this world when your Gizmo girl left it to join yours.
Is he human or is he? How old is he?
I don't know, but something he does, a power he has, is similar to the power over knowledge that Gizmo Girl had. He seems to have cast a spell of sorts over this entire world, making us forget our history, making us believe he's ruled us for years.
Which
Interesting.
tells me he has unlocked the Star Force of knowledge and using it to temper with the knowledge in your brain hole.
That's the most likely assumption.
Um, what is to the west of the wall?
Mm. Just as much of the sentience imparted upon us was sealed, after the gods were banished, their will and their power diminished. Many of us still had that sentience, though without the restrictions imparted by the gods. This Anubis feel that his power is limited, just as your Gizmo girls came to this world to complete her power. His is incomplete as well. He's using it on this city to control us. Those walls, they're not built to keep everything out. They're built to keep in the ones he can control.
Do you want to get poisoned?
Oh, okay. How many
And
humans?
what's with the scorpions we've been shooting?
Ancient machines built by the gods long ago, with their mission, their rulers no longer imparting orders. All they have is their code, idle programs telling them to do what they used to do.
Improvising.
Much of that is still tied to the war that happened long ago. Though they follow no commander, their orders still remain. Gather resources, build more war machines.
Here,
But not for Anubis, for the gods who are gone
Dad, look.
or
Dad,
sealed.
did you know everyone's heart
For all I know, they may be
Right.
trying to unseal
There.
their gods, or
and where
they
you
could
live,
be
it's there.
like ants without a
Now
queen,
there.
merely moving
Everyone,
things.
everyone has a heart. Right?
But more knowledge does elude me.
Listening.
Are there
No, I
any
interrupted your question.
humans left here besides Anubis?
Well, there are others who came here. Other humans, actual humans, people of Earth. There are outworlders. There was, well, that one calling himself villain did come here. He passed out. It appears he had a terrible injury from a battle in his world. He is contained somewhere here by the forces of Anubis. What's become of him, I do not know. Other offworlders? There is the one called the Hunk. The Radical Hunk. I don't know what his goal is here, but he seems to be part of a competition of sorts for the amusement of the nobles in the capital. Though, I don't know the state of affairs there.
Hey, freak, you want to go visit a old friend?
Sure.
Didn't we meet the radical hunk in Century City?
No, you've never met him. I know him from my dimension.
You know of him. He was an up-and-coming hero before laws against vigilantes started getting cracked down by Fat Chance. When he became mayor, Radical Hunk kind of had to quit being a vigilante
Here,
and formally join up with Force.
Oh.
He's basically a superhero owned by the government.
I have one more question I can think of.
Please ask.
Why is that desert there? What's hiding?
If yours is gone.
The desert. Oh, well, as much of this world was created by the will of the pioneers of yours, any parts not touched were left as blank slates, and any parts that they did touch and left were left incomplete. Much of this world is unformed or half-formed, or abandoned. Even the atmosphere was designed by them. The desert storms, the heat, is because they did not finish designing the atmospheric conditioning of those portions of the world.
So they're like
More,
bugs in the code.
that's a good way of putting it. Parts of this world, either the gods abandoned or did not care to correct.
So you're saying if we could get a hold of Gizmo Girl, we could finish programming your world, right?
If that's something she's interested in, I suppose it's not beyond possibility.
Hey, freak. I have an idea.
Yeah, what's that? What's your idea?
Let's finish the world.
Finish the world, huh?
Sure.
Only you would want to reprogram an entire world. Isn't that Gizmo Girl's job once we fix her?
Yeah, she's the power. We can help her plan it out.
I guess.
Give her some lizard people.
Nice. Okay, well, once we save Gizmo Girl, you're welcome to tinker around with the code.
You had done with your questioning?
Yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else I want to know.
I asked him for the floppy disk back.
And he looks down and he places his hand over it, and he peels it off. And the glow on its circle seems to be gone.
Well, I grab it.
All right. And you see kind of the ones and zeros on his skin and everything kind of pop up again. And hit a light comes over his eyes. They seem to open in surprise, much like they did at first when he inserted it. And they close again. And he looks at you guys. He says, "Oh, welcome to Harry's. We got new customers."
Hell no! You did not forget about me. You still owe me a katana.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I must have a reservation. You see him kind of waltz over to a computer that he has in the corner, the one he was about to shove it in, and he boots it up. And he starts scrolling through.
I walk up
Oh,
behind him. Sorry, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do because I'm going to do it while he's doing his talking. I'm going to walk up behind him, put my hand on my shoulder, and try for the life of me to use a knowledge star force. And
We don't have access to the knowledge star force.
do not.
oh, authority, freedom, primary. Okay, never mind.
Well, let's see. Oh, appears as if I have a star next to your name. I only put that next to customers I really like. You must be Frequency if the katana is your order.
Yeah, that would be me.
Well, it's completed. Good timing.
Hey, yo, my buddy here, a fixed bike.
Fix bike. Let me scroll through right now. Oh, a spark storm. You got a star too. Wow. What a coincidence seeing two of my favorite customers.
Yeah,
The
We
We're
same.
not your favorite since you forgot us.
we kind of bumped into each other on the street.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot you two. He kind of seems to stare into a corner for a few moments. Really is strange. And you see almost kind of like a sweat on his forehead when he says that. And then he kind of perks up. It's like, anyways, yeah, I do have your stuff, your reserved equipment in the back over here. But for some reason, I'm not feeling so well. I'll give it to you guys, but then I think I need to rest for a bit.
I looked at Sparkstorm and I go, we should probably rest for the night too. We've been kind of at it for, like 20 hours with no break.
I mean, that was my plan with getting back here. It's just all of a sudden he started talking about floppy disk, and I got distracted.
Oh. You guys rest here again. And you see the atmosphere in the room goes back to what it once was. Boom. Okay. Anyways, you guys just take a rest. You don't do anything else.
I am pooped.
No,
Cool.
I think that's it.
All right. Well, anyways, he did show you where your items were right before he slunked off somewhere. You do have your spark katana,
Nice.
frequency. I
Yep.
believe we went over what it all does.
Yep.
And you do have a motorbike ready. It seems like it is one of those hover models. You remember what it looks like.
Mhm.
Um, and it seems to be in good working order. It seems to have a fresh battery inside of it.
Okay, I'm like, that son of a bitch actually put the proper battery in here. Damn. I was
There
not
you go.
expecting that. He found one, apparently.
Though, do keep in mind, you do recall that there is a power shortage, so it would behoove you to keep spares if you do intend to use this thing for any prolonged amount of time.
Yes.
All right. So you guys sleep. You wake up. You see you hear say you smell something. It smells like food coming from inside when you guys wake up.
I I get up and I kind of walk out to my bike and I want to start tinkering with it. I want to and
Yeah.
see who else is awake.
Okay, frequency. Do you plan on sleeping in?
No, I wake up pretty early.
Okay. You hear Sparkstorm kind of moving out, kind of like doing stuff inside the garage area. You're in kind of a side room. It's not a big place, so you're kind of in a small cubicle room.
I come out, look at whatever's for breakfast.
You see gelatinous cubes being served up on plate.
I walk away from breakfast.
Huh? Mm, Harry says, "Well, Anybody want some nutrition gels? They'll be here.
Nope.
Yeah. I packed my own. Thank you very much, though.
Alrighty.
Wait. I'll take a bite. It's gonna bother me if I don't try it.
Roll a fortitude check.
That. Where'd it go? I just saw it before. Oh, that's it. A 4.
It seems to upset your stomach. I'm gonna say you got a strength debuff. Of 2. It's gonna be last like an hour or something. Anyways, you feel if you were hurt or damaged, it would have been it's not toxic. Your body's just not used to it.
Like, nah. Sorry, I don't like Jello. And I go back to my bike.
All right. Is there anything you want to do to it?
So this is a hover bike, so there's no wheels on it.
Yeah, it's kind of poked up on spokes. You know, how, like kickstands. It's got a kickstand propping it up right now.
You can tell me about it later.
I go, damn. Really hoping that I could have installed this generator somewhere. I'll think of it later. Yeah.
Okay.
I just kind of think cause I don't want to put a giant wind sail on here that'll use extra power. So I'm just like, I gotta figure this out now.
All right. Are you trying to gauge its specs at all, or you good?
I mean, might as well.
Okay. You can see it has about 20 hit points, and it has enough power in it to last about half a day on a small battery built within it.
That's
Seems to be something that was scrounged up.
It's like Tesla power right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the battery that's in it is a scavenged one. You can tell it doesn't have a full charge. Um yeah, and it has a movement speed of 20.
Oh.
I can move faster than that bike can.
For how long?
As long as I spend MP forever.
I asked Harry, I'm like, hey, do you have a charger real quick?
The charger that was built into this place is run out of juice. I don't know if you heard, but a lot of the chargers in this world are kind of tuckering out.
Oh yeah, that's right, not a problem. And I want to charge the battery up to full power, just discreetly.
All right, roll a power check.
Oh, my power is 2, not an 8.
Okay, and I will say your effect bonus is at least a +3, so you get a 9. You charge it up, but you lose 11 MP.
Good thing we just healed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like it could last you could probably go quite a distance now. So anyways, yeah. In the shop. What you guys want to do?
Well, I know we need to go to the field today because that big match between Gizmo Girl and the Radical Punk is supposed to happen today. I would like to see that.
Okay, full meta. You have not heard that Gizmo Girl is part of it, that she is just present for the event.
Whatever. We saw her standing with some dude and then talking about the match. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So I do want to go there. Do we want to check in on the giant robot and see if we can get away with some more stuff with that, or do we just want to avoid that and figure that they probably figured out we lied to them?
I go, well, all the schematics are currently on your gradometer, so don't really have to worry about that. I don't know
Okay.
what else they had to offer.
No, nothing much that I could think of.
I don't have anything else to do per se.
So I looked to Harry and I'm like, which way to get to the field, the sports field or whatever?
Oh, the arena that they keep broadcasting on those TVs downtown?
Yeah, that one.
Well, I mean, there are a few ways, but the safest would probably be uh the what do you call people who get people over borders?
Immigrants?
Wolf.
Mm, no. Anyways,
Chauffeur.
there there are people who smugglers, yeah. There are people who specialize in smuggling people into the capital. Though never heard of anyone coming back after dealing with them. Just a little bit north of town.
Let
That's
me
probably
guess. Really sketchy building right on the edge of the sand.
Looks like a
yeah,
bar.
that's probably the one. That's the closest one I can think of. Though you could also try to go through the checkpoint on the eastern edge of town, but that one's kind of a one-way street and it's very guarded.
I looked at Starstorm and I go, you just had to do it, didn't you?
Yeah, we're fine.
If you guys got a motorbike yourself, you could always try to just get out there on your own, but more often than not, people attempting that get caught and they do get shot.
I'm not worried about getting shot.
Well, those are your options. If you wanted to at least be somewhat discreet, the smugglers might have options for that. But you do have a bike of your own, so could always risk it.
Hey, Freak, you want to go visit some old friends?
Uh, these ones are even less friends than the last one you asked me about.
Very true.
I guess we got no choice.
I mean, I
I
just
really
want.
don't.
I'm thinking we stop there for some info and then head on across. You know, make sure there's no like tornadoes showing up in the next day or two.
Well,
Actually, day.
park your bike like a block away before we get there, because
That was the
don't
plan.
need that causing problems.
I'm way ahead of you, Freak. For once, I'm ahead of you.
Sounds good.
All right.
I
Um,
I want to like stand there or like get outside and then I want to like or like wave up by to Harry and then get outside. Be like, "Hey, Frequency, I'll race you."
I just look at him funny, and then I activate my super speed.
I take off. Racing to like the yeah, the
all,
bar at the southern border of the desert.
all right. So you guys want to make a competition of this?
Um, Sure.
Okay. Your bike has a speed of 20.
Yep.
And are you going to try and amp it up with your electricity to make it go faster?
I think for a little bit. I just want to see if I can do it. I'm not gonna do it like for a long time, but like I'm gonna like use this opportunity to see if I can get it to actually like go faster than just top cruising speed.
Okay. As you take off, frequency, you're sprinting to catch up to him because he did challenge you and then he took off. So what's your max speed?
With my super speed activated. My speed is +2, and my super speed adds my power bonus to that. +2 also. So ultimately it's 2, 4, 10 on my base, and my base is, I don't know, what's our base movement?
Actual base would just be let's see. Well, base would be 5 without any modifiers whatsoever.
My movement base is 8 according to your thingy.
Move bonus. Yep. So you got because of your
So,
speed and your movement bonuses. Yep.
so adding my super speed to that brings me up to 18.
All right. You have any other way to amp that?
Nope, that's all I got. I really don't use my super speed all that often.
All
No, you
right.
use your momentum attack.
Yep. Yep. I use my momentum attack more than anything.
Okay, you can tell your bike is actually faster than frequency as he's booking it. You're slowly leaving him in your dust, Chadwick.
When I see him like actually activate his speed to follow after, um, that's when I want to try to give it a little jolt to see how if I can like pop it up to like 25 or without
Okay,
killing myself.
roll a power check.
Power.
You're amping it with your electricity, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay, is it a 2 or 3? My power is 2, but is it the effect bonus?
The effect bonus is what you're looking for.
5.
Oof. Okay. I'm gonna say you make it go a little bit faster, and you lose about 3 MP. So it's going about movement speed of 21 right now.
And
You've never tried something like this though.
yeah, I need 14 total. All right, I wanna do it again. Just a little jolt, just to see if I can get up for like 30 seconds. Just proof of concept type of thing.
All right. Roll another power check.
I'm trying to see if like the more power I give it, the faster it goes, or a 16.
Okay. You feel like yeah, you can give it up to you know, you can get it up to about say you can get up to 25. But it does cost you a little bit of extra juice to do so. Feel 5 MP.
Wait, if I'm succeeding, wouldn't that be less MP? So for the same thing, I failed. It cost me 3. It cost me more MP. Or did I only get like 21 instead of a 25?
No, you're right. I'm botching my process. You do just make it go faster. You get it up to 5 for 1 MP.
Okay, guys, I'll take a couple more for the failing the one before that, but I was gonna be like, I feel like if I succeed, I'm being more efficient about it.
Yeah, I'm that is what I'm trying to do usually. Power saves are more to make sure you're not burning through MP to achieve something.
Um, Okay. When I noticed that frequency stopped gaining on me, I want to slow down to the point that he catches up to me. Not stop because I know frequency and he would just blow right past me. But I want to slow down and be like, "Hey, you can jump on now. I'm done I finished my testing." Or wait, correction. How far away are we now?
I
I'd
jump on.
say you are about at least 12 grids ahead of him.
No, like, are we halfway there? Are we almost to the destination?
Yeah, you are hitting the edge of town. You are almost here. Let me get you there. You aren't at the bar. You are. Give me a second.
'Cause if I'm gonna hit there in theoretical like 2 turns, I'm not gonna slow down. I'm just gonna finish going.
You are on the edge of town, and I'll say you're either hitting the desert or you are about here, depending on when you choose to stop.
All right, I'm gonna stop there.
Right.
I think I'm like, yeah, I was gonna have him jump on, but pretty much he already.
All right, and you do see the saloon ahead of you guys. Doesn't have the bike in front of it like it did before because you took it.
Yeah, it's the one I'm riding
Yep.
now. All right, that box is my bike, and that's where I want to park it.
Hold on. All right. I got. Hold on. I thought I had a sprite for this. Give me a second. My bad. I thought I already had a sprite for the bike. Be just a moment. I'll get you some. We'll use that bike for the time being. It'd take too long to look for the good right image.
There's also 2 frequencies here. It's raining.
There's a clone frequency. You have a clone. You need to kill it before it kills you. I'm kidding.
Oh, super confused.
There was another one of you on the map.
What'd you do that for?
In accident. Well, anyways, you guys see the saloon. You guys just gonna walk up to it?
Yep.
I'm
Been a
waiting.
couple
I'm
days.
waiting
Maybe
for
they forgot about
frequency.
us. Okay.
I'm waiting for frequency to show up.
I show up and then I continue walking towards the bar.
No interaction.
Huh?
No interaction. You're just gonna.
I'm pouting. I wasn't expecting to lose. So it's kind of like I walk past you, ignoring you, like, and I just keep going.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Owen was skipping our interaction and just fast
I was
forwarding to
waiting
the.
for you guys to do something.
I was waiting for him to show up, but yeah, that works. I want to like have jog to catch up to, be like, I so uh, you owe me a drink.
What? Sorry.
I said, so I won, so you owe me a drink. Um,
I kind of look at you. I scowl. Fine. I keep going.
but I tested some stuff while I was on there. It's gonna help us if we get in a pinch.
That's good.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I'm glad I'm glad it'll help. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Glad it'll help with everything if we end up stuck. We are venturing into a desert after all.
Yeah. So if we need to escape, I'm jumping on that. Let's just say that.
Okay.
We can meet up and then keep running if we're not next to each other, type of thing. So, do you want to go in and grab a drink?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys go up to the door, whoever tries to open it, you do see that it does say knock first.
Okay. Knock.
You hear heavy footsteps approaching from behind the door.
Okay.
And the big sad robot from before opens it for you. And he says, "Oh, you two came back."
Just like came back. You don't remember me, and I pull out like $10.
He looks at the money, and roll a persuasion haggle. Do we have a bribe check? Is that a thing?
I don't believe
Have
so.
you guys ever tried this?
No.
Persuasion check.
I have persuasion though. Roll bonus is 9. Plus, that's a T, not an R. 17.
He takes the money, and you see for the first time him lose his dour expression. And he says, "Ah, strangers, first time customers.
Yeah, well, it seemed like
Welcome."
pretty short with us last time too.
No, he wasn't short with us. He was trying to stop a fight from happening, and then that guy shot at us, and then he stole his bike. I kind of threatened the guy, which upset him a little bit. But he was actually pretty good. He was trying to keep everything calm.
Oh, this is the other. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I know it wasn't the guy I stole the bike from.
This was he was
That's
actually a
right.
relatively decent bouncer type guy.
That's right, because the other guy sprinted out because he saw me looking at the bike. We didn't actually bump into the bouncer right away.
Nope.
Okay. My noggin's working.
So we enter. I said, "Good man, good man. Point me to the bar. I need to buy my boy a drink here. He beat me in a race."
This way, gentlemen. And he opens the door, and kind of just waves you guys in.
I thought for a second I swore he was going to be a dick and be like, "Hey, not frequency is here."
Well, we never gave our names last time.
Yeah. Oh, didn't I?
All right. You do see a woman at the counter, and you do see what looks to be a Ravager at one of the tables. He seems to be just minding his own business. And there are other rooms that seem to be blocked off.
I just want to go like, "Hello, barkeep.
Oh.
I would like a drink, please."
She smiles. She says, "How strong?"
I want a little extra pep in my step.
You see her kind of, smile and turn around and activate like one of the taps and pour some liquid into a cup. She puts the cup on the table in front of you, and it is pitch black.
I go, water for me. after seeing what she poured for him.
She goes over towards a different tap, um, pours out some water, and brings it to you, and you can see it's much like the water the guards were serving up earlier, heavily diluted.
I'm going to use my hot cold power, and I'm going to start heating the water to the point where it starts to kind of boil in its cup.
She kind of just raises an eyebrow.
Once it's boiled and looks a little cleaner, I use the cold part of my hot cold power to cool it down, and then I take a drink.
Hmm. Um. Okay. You take it, you drink it. It does feel invigorating. Well, I mean, like you guys haven't had a lot of water since you came here, honestly, so it's good to have. But it is still you basically purify dirty water, so it doesn't taste great.
Better than drinking pure dirty water.
Yep.
I want to give this drink the old like little sniff and sip test. Okay, it looks a little odd.
Okay. As you sniff it, roll a perception bonus. Check.
I'm like, I'm changing my perception.
Roll a bonus.
I forget where is that one. Is that skill?
Base. Yep, it's skill. As you have a specialized perception ability that you're leveling, it is just skill.
18.
It smells like a garage. It smells like everything in a garage, you know? Smells like something you would pour in a machine to make it run more smoothly. In fact, you think it's oil.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna dip a finger. I was gonna like take a sip, but I'm actually dipping a finger and just give it a little bit of the tip of the tongue. Just
There is a little something something. It's not killing you. It's kind of gross. But you feel like it's not poison at least. You
um.
want to
All right. I'll take a swig of it.
Okay, you take a swig, and much like with the food, I'm going to have you roll a fortitude check.
I'm scared. Well, I mean, I bounced up to get the perception check, but that was a 9.
Okay, you do feel slightly nauseous. Any strength checks or strength related checks is going to suffer a -1. You do feel kind of gross.
I go can, can I have some water instead?
She's just like, okay. And she goes and gets you some more dirty water.
When she brings him the dirty water, I automatically just do the same thing I did before. Boiling it and then purifying it and then cooling it.
She just says, I don't care much what you guys are doing to our drinks so long as you pay for them.
Nod. How much do I owe you?
10 for the good stuff, 2 for the waters. So that's
14.
14 total.
I give her 15. I always tip the bartender. What, buddy?
Smiles and nods.
The color of their eye.
My eyes are blue.
Mine are brown
And
because I'm full of shit.
That seems accurate.
Yep.
and she does kind of eye you guys up. She says, I know the bouncer around here's a bit of a dullard, but you do resemble something somebody told me about. Some troublemakers. You two aren't troublemakers, are you?
I go, no, ma'am. Of course not. Do we look like troublemakers just here? Drinking your fine water and your whatever the hell that is?
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say whether or not you are troublemakers all depends on what it is you came here for. Just a drink?
We need to get some places. I say with as horrible subtlety as I can manage because I suck at being subtle.
Wait, what'd you do?
Uh,
Oh, there you go.
I said we need to get some places.
No, he deleted the bar on accident.
I
Oh.
accidentally tried to move a character and then it moved the entire bar and it's just like, okay, I need to turn the bar into a map layer. And it turned into a map layer behind the map layer. I had to do some jankiness. Anyways, say what you did. Say again, frequency.
Said we need to get some places.
Now, that's what I like to hear. Unfortunately, our supplier of batteries left. Said we weren't accommodating enough, especially since we weren't stopping people from taking his bike. His little side hustle. So, seeing as how we have a bit of a battery shortage, maybe you could do us a favor before we do one for you.
I looked at Sparkstorm. I'm like, electricity's your area. I just heat shit up.
I maybe could help. I don't know what you're talking about. My head perks up. I'm like, wait, what about a stolen bike?
The guy who provided all of our batteries, he left because we didn't stop two hooligans from stealing his bike, his broken one at that.
I
Seems a little
cough and I
over
go,
dramatic.
what? Hooligan. As I'm coughing.
That seems a little over dramatic right there.
May 25th.
Well, we didn't much like him to
The month
begin with.
and the day. The month? What month?
Unless you two have absolutely nothing to do with that.
I will tell you after, okay, buddy?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What birthday you
But
are in?
what about a battery problem? I might be able to help with that one.
She kind of just raises an eyebrow. Well, if you're willing to help, I suppose it doesn't matter much whether you were involved before or not. So I'll just go ahead and show you two. She opens a door in the back, and you can't really see where she's going.
I
She
looked at.
hauls out.
Oh,
She
were we
hauls.
not? Oh,
What's up?
I thought we were supposed to follow.
No, this is a counter. She hauls out what seems to be a shopping cart filled with well, Sparkstorm at least knows their batteries. And she says, "These are all duds. Are you saying you have some way of charging them?"
I said no such thing. I said I might be able to
Well,
help with the batteries.
it'd be mighty convenient if you could. See, our little operation has come to a bit of a halt. But without these batteries, we can't get the whole caravan going.
How'd you charge him before? Oh, is that guy's job? He was like a runner to the person who charged it.
More or less, yes. Our middleman is no longer part of our operation. Though we do know where he's been getting it from. We can't exactly go knocking at that door ourselves.
Um, is it inside the city or outside?
Another place on the outskirts. The guards don't want nothing to do with it. It's too far from the capital for them to try and well, blow it up. And it's just close enough to here for us to do business with. Not that we're doing that anymore due to recent circumstances. They do have quite the stockpile of batteries. They may even have a place to charge them. Old Zed here used to go between this
Here,
place and that
let me
and
finish.
get us what we needed to keep our operations going. Old Zed ain't here no more.
Can you? Sorry. I go, can you give us a minute? Kind of pull Sparkstorm to the other side of the bar. And I go, well, we could, raid whatever this place is and steal their batteries. Or you could try to charge the batteries they have. I'm honestly all for the raid. We could use some more loot from around this weird world. See what else we could find. But if you just want to charge and get moving, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like I said, I prefer raid, but wouldn't argue if you wanted to just, quietly charge their shit for them.
Yeah, and that's the problem is I would be more than happy to, but with that many batteries right there, I'd be spent. And we're like barely even past noon. Like I wouldn't feel about trying to cross that desert with no power behind me.
Well, what if they give us some sort of accommodations while they drive us across the desert? You can rest. I'll keep an eye out. Or, like I said, we just go fucking murk some people. I'm always up for murking people.
Hold up. Aren't these people on good terms with the other people?
Well, they buy from them. That doesn't necessarily mean they're on good terms. I'm sure they won't ask how we procured the product we're after. And they did say, so she did say they have a charger. So we could, steal that charger upon marking them.
Fair. Turn this into like a new base of operations on the way through type of thing.
Well, I was more so thinking take the charger to Harry's. He's already pretty much our base of operations. Plus, that help him out, help his business out if he had a battery charger.
Yeah. Word got out he might get popped by, the old government.
He's already targeted for some reason or another. We'll just have to make sure we keep it a secret that who we gave it to.
No, I'm saying you saying help with his business. That might he fine. He can do whatever he wants with it. He knows what's at stake if he releases that information. All right.
Well,
I want to go. I head back. I want to go to her. I'm like, here. Um, let's bring these to the other room, and I want to go to the back room and charge a couple up.
uh-huh. She does kind of raise an eyebrow. Suppose if you need some privacy for whatever you're doing, I won't much mind if I get some working batteries from it. And she kind of directs you towards a room that nobody's in. Here you can go use the John.
Uh, all right. I sit down on the scrapper. I take a couple and I hook them up. And then I
All right,
start pumping power into it.
roll a power check.
A 16.
All right, you do manage to power up. Since you're trying to power up a bunch of them, you see that they're quite the stockpile. You get through about 3 of them. You feel like you lost about 5 MP charging up each of them, though. You got
Wow,
3 charged up.
I said I would be charging them up at the same time.
Oh,
Well, to the 3 of them. I'm not doing the whole stockpile. I'm only doing like 3 or 4.
okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, You've lost about 5 MP charging up an entire battery. That's 15 MP.
Okay. Oh wait, okay.
You want to keep going?
No, I was only
There's
gonna do.
about 10 batteries in the bunch.
No, I was only doing 3 batteries.
Okay.
I saw she had a huge pile, but I'm like, I was only do a couple to like hold her over until we came back.
All right.
So I walk out and I hear him like, okay, here's 3 of them. That's all I got for now.
Kind of.
We'll try to get them. We'll take the rest of them and try to get them charged.
She furls her eyebrow. How in tarnations did you do that? We don't got no charger in that room.
Yes.
She kind of frowns. Well, I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna gawk at results. Thank
Good.
you, sir.
I look at Sparkstorm, pull him aside again. So, do you think you could charge him, or are we going on a raid?
Oh, I go to you. I'm like, I already told you we're going. I told you if I charge the entire stack, I'd be spent.
Uh, I thought you were seeing how much it would cost you.
No, I was just doing that to hold them over till we got back.
Oh, okay. Well, look, go back to the barkeep, and I go. So where are we going?
Well, I was willing to buy these batteries off of you, but if you want to work out a bit of a longer term deal, get us something a bit more stable going, could point you in the direction of where we get these from. See what you make of it.
Okay.
And she kind of pulls out a scroll similar to the one that had the giant robot mechanics on it. Schematics. And it seems to be a kind of a map of sorts. It's got like a topography and everything. It's 3D, you know, it's got like mountains and peaks, valleys of the desert. She says, do you have another scroll or device to
I pull
transfer data?
I pull my scroll out that I stole from the ones with the schematics on it.
Excellent. You're already better equipped than most of our customers. Anyways, let me just
And I'm sure
transfer.
Frequency is surprised when he sees me just pull it out my cloak,
Yeah.
my coat.
Um. Yeah, she is a little bit surprised,
Oh, I meant
but
Frequency was.
Yeah,
oh,
I am quite surprised.
anyways, here are the coordinates. Maybe you could work something out with them. Whatever approach you take, I don't much mind, so long as we can get operations going here again.
We'll get it done for you.
Hmm. Many thanks, sirs. Anyways, then she goes up down here. Brick, let them in next time. These are very special customers.
Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am. If there's anything else you need to do here, by all means. However, if you want to be off,
Is there anything else for us to do here? Like, can we see anything else besides the Ravager and the bartender?
no, it seems pretty dead. You could always buy more drinks.
No, I'm good with the dirty water.
Right.
I go to Frequency. I'm like, all right, you ready to head out so we can get across the desert later?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go raid us a battery factory. Do we
Oh,
want to take the nice and gentle route and try to discuss some shit with them, or do we just want to murk them?
As we're walking out, I want to be like, you're just, yeah. As he's talking about murking people in the middle of the bar.
what'd you say to him?
I said, I'm like, you're just, well, yeah.
That's how I am.
Nobody really seems to raise an eyebrow at the sound of murking. They're kind of just waiting for you guys to leave.
All right. I want to run down and grab my bike.
Hold on. There is one more thing. Before you guys leave,
So help me if my bike is stolen. I'm going to find who did it, hunt them down. Sorry, what?
one more thing. Before you leave, the bartender does say, I do have one more offer for you before you leave. If you need protection, I know it's a rough lot you're coming to confront, but old Brick here is pretty nifty in a fight if you need him. Could
Nope.
well
I say nope as I'm walking out the door. Nope.
really? Do you know what you're walking into?
No.
I said, one, no, and two, you heard the boy.
Boy, I'm older than you.
Oh well,
I'm a boy.
possibly your funeral.
I'm
All
not
right.
directly calling you kid.
He calls me a boy.
Are you not a boy? Aren't you like 17?
I'm a man.
Better than my old roommate. He would work with like a whole bunch of like 40, 50-year-olds, and like I think he just got out of like tech college or whatever to do welding, and so he was working with them, and they would always be calling him kid. And then he yeah, we were rooming together. So then he said that to me, and I went to him like the first time he said it. I'm like, I am 6 months younger than you. You do not have the right to call me kid. He's like, oh, I'm just used to it from people at work calling me that. I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck. You're not calling me kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fine if they call you that, but you're not calling me that.
Wow.
That's worse than if Kenny was calling you kid on a regular basis. Wait,
Yeah,
Well, either of you, kid or youngsters, since you guys aren't really kids, even though you're both younger than me.
well, I mean, yeah, me and my buddy were like 20 at the time, so it makes complete sense why they called him kid. But the fact that he's turning around, and I'm like, no, no.
yeah, it doesn't really make sense calling someone kid when they're like 2 years younger than you.
We saving the raid for next week?
You very well can.
I sure as hell
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, save the raid for next week.
Okay, because I was about to say I could whip up something right now.
No.
But all right. So, closing statements. Our heroes get that exposition dump that they've been looking for. It's a big dump, and they got it. They learned a lot about this world of Duet. And learned all straight from the mouth of Harry himself, and decided they're gonna head straight to the capital afterwards, and are working out a deal with the caravan group right outside of town, and trying to repair that bridge that they nearly burned there. So
In
we'll
my
see how that goes next week. Will they repair it violently or with kindness?
in my
Probably.
defense, the only bridge I burned was with the guy who came out and scolded me for looking at his bike.
Perfectly reasonable. That guy was a piece of shit. Anyways, next time on Powerless, find out how our heroes get those batteries and get across the desert.
All right, that's gonna do it from us, everyone. Thanks for stopping by and watching, listening, podcast land, YouTube, wherever you decide to. Yeah, please send us comments, whether you jumped on the YouTube channel and drop it on the video as soon as it goes up. Or just the easiest way would be tweet me at pork_17, and I'll pass on the message from there. So till then, till next week. See you guys later.
See y'all later.
Folks.